And God's given Daniel all the history that what's going to happen to Israel right up until Christ comes. And then he spills some stuff about beyond, but he doesn't give Daniel any detail about beyond the cross. That's why when all the scholars come here and they look at it, they go, oh, this is all past history. None of it is prophetic, which it is prophetic, because when you go back to Daniel chapter 10, verse 14, it says right there, now I come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people Israel in the latter days, for yet the vision is for many days. And he's saying in the latter days, we know that points to tribulation. Remember I told you, God's given Daniel a history, but he told him to know these things because it was a personal thing between him and Jesus Christ. But he said, seal it up. And I can't give you the details beyond the cross because I don't know what they're going to do with my son. And I don't know what they're going to do with the Holy Spirit. Not that God didn't know. He's got that thing written down. But when I say God, he didn't know, he wasn't going to predict it yet. He's going to give man the free will. Although he's got it written in heaven, that's the thing that's strange. God has your history written in heaven, but it doesn't get certified until you come through the act and actually act it out. And then he certifies it. If the Jewish people would have accepted Jesus Christ on the cross, they would have took all the things that's happened to the Jews, would have counted for their punishment, and they would have went right into the 3.5 years, and God would have gave them a lot less punishment. But because they rejected God the Son and God the Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ inserts another 2,000 years and puts the church age in there just to provoke the Jew to jealousy, which tells me he's still trying to reach that Jew. So he gives the Jew 1,500 years up to the cross from the time they got the law. And then he gives them another 2,000 years after that, which they're half blind and can't see. And he deals with the church during that period of time. But then he comes back to them in that other last 3.5 years of tribulation. So that tribulation was 7 years. And right in the middle, Jesus Christ was cut off and the church age was inserted because they rejected Jesus Christ. And when that church age got inserted and everything got pushed down another 2,000 year period, and that process, it's just like back there in Leviticus, we talked about, if you do this, I'm going to punish you. And if you don't get right over that, I'm going to punish you 7 times more. And then if you don't get right, I'm going to punish you 7 times more. The great tribulation that you see out 2,000 years past, this one that's going to come up real soon, that tribulation right there is 7 times worse than what they would have got if they would have accepted the Holy Spirit. That's how God works in those increments. So he lets another 2,000 years and they add to their sin against their Messiah. But the reason why he told Daniel to seal it up, because the Jews have not lived through it yet. And it's the same thing with you. You have not lived through your life yet. So your scriptures are not sealed up yet. Although God's sitting out there 100 billion years from now, and he's already seen that 7,000 years, the time where time was only counted, where sin existed. We talk about 100 billion years in eternity with no sin. The time frame where he allowed sin to exist is only 7,000 years. Beyond the 7,000 years, there's time no longer, and there's no more evil, no more sin.